I'm not going to beat
I
around
don't
the bush
expect
and lie
you
to
to.
you.
That's why we having this conversation.
Exactly.
Okay. Would you say it's worth breaking our couple for?
I'm not going to say that. Not at all. Because I feel like, again, communication is part of our base.
I love the fact that Harrison and Destiny have great communication in the sense that they were able to break down their dates after they had their dates and were sort of able to reach an understanding in regards to their coupling as to whether they still plan on going forward or whether they want to break up. I think there was more to that conversation, and I wish the producers had given us the full unedited version, because at the moment people are making assumptions based on their own prejudice from other shows that they've watched, and they're not mainly focused on what Harrison and Destiny are saying, because I have a feeling that they told each other, if we are chosen to recouple, we will recouple, but on the basis that we respect each other, we do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yes, I know Harrison has moved in sort of ways that some people find questionable, but it's very difficult to say it's questionable if you don't know what he and Destiny agreed upon. If we knew what their understanding was, then we would judge him to say, no, this is wrong, this is right. But I have a feeling that they've told each other that they'll fully invest in their new coupling, and then if it works with their new coupling, that's fine. If it doesn't, they're open to getting back to one another and seeing if they still want to have a go at the connection, because I'm surprised that they have been very calm about everything. They have been very calm. Even the fact that when they were having the conversation, Destiny sort of had a little moment where she was a bit snippy and then she sort of controlled herself. And yet since things have transpired, I haven't heard her say anything shady, so we'll see what happens. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA, Season 5, Episode 13. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button and leave a comment. And turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. I will be uploading at the regular time soon because my holiday is coming to an end. So hopefully that will be anytime before the end of the week. At this rate, I might as well be Harrison's interpreter because I don't get where people are sort of missing the point. Anyway, so we have Destiny after the Islanders have a drink, and as usual, Destiny and Harrison are attached at the hip. And then we have sort of Destiny having a conversation with Kenzo, telling Kenzo that she and Harrison are not closed off. She expects him to get to know someone and to explore a connection fully, and she is hoping to do the same if she does see someone that she hopes to is likely to be a candidate for her. She expresses what she's looking for in a partner. Kenzo, I think, just sat down with her just for the sake of sitting down with her. I think the producers were always going to split up Harrison and Destiny because this is not a couple they expected, and I think they were not sure which of the two new bombshells, the guys, would end up with Destiny. I think they knew that Emily was definitely going to go for Harrison, but as for Destiny, I think they were looking for which of the two guys would better align with Destiny, just because I think Destiny and Harrison were giving a romantic sort of falling in love story, and I don't think the producers wanted that. I think they wanted toxicity. Maybe they'll leave them alone after this. I don't know. Anyway, I found that conversation interesting. Destiny was open to getting to know him. She said she wants someone who's intellectual. I don't know how intellectual Kenzo is, so I don't want to judge him. He did say he liked her and he was surprised. I don't know. I think he would be boring for her. I don't think he's there. And then you have Harrison talking to Emily. They did talk about family. They did talk about his job, although he didn't go into great depth. And it was just a basic, superficial conversation. And he said, yeah, there is interest there. Word for word, he said Emily is really attractive. They did get on very well. She is bubbly, and they seem to get on very well. But looking at this conversation, the bit we saw, and comparing it to the very same conversation that he had with Destiny the very first time we saw them sitting on the same bench, they seemed more bubbly. They seemed more giggly with Destiny, but maybe that's because I'm biased. I do not get where people are getting this. Oh, he loves her more. He likes, he's over Destiny. Nothing he said or done thus far has shown that. So I don't get why we have this narrative that Destiny is very pressed that Harrison is exploring a new connection and she is, doesn't care about her anymore. I think there are two people that care about each other. I think they had the conversation that they had. The last, where they sort of agreed that if they found someone interesting, they would explore the connection, but they would keep each other in the loop. And I think this is what is happening because of the words that came out of Destiny's mouth when she was speaking to Kenzo. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. And then we have Keke and Keenan having a conversation. I don't understand Keke and Keenan. I think Leo and Cassie are a better match than Keke and Keenan, because Keke and Keenan are always talking about how beautiful Keke is and how they have this attraction and how she's his number one person and his favorite person. Always superficial, nothing that is of substance that would make you stop and think, oh my God, this is what they have in common. Or, oh my God, this is what he likes about her. So I don't get their connection, and I don't get exactly what it is they like about one another, despite watching them for almost 2 weeks. And they are the couple that have been together for the longest. So it doesn't make sense to me, but hey, it could be just me. And then obviously, Keenan expresses that he is open to getting to know someone. If someone comes in that he likes, he lets KK know that he would let her know if somebody sort of piqued his interest. But at the moment, no one did. He did find that Emily was cute and she had assets there, but at the moment, he's not really that keen on anyone. And KK says, oh, that's what I like about him, that he's very honest and I know what he's thinking. And it's like, I don't think that's but hey, do you? For me, it's not it. It's not it really. I think he needs to do a lot more work than what he's done thus far. And then Destiny has a chat with Anna, sort of telling her that, yesterday when you were looking for Leo, he was busy making out with Cassie, and it's like, why are the producers getting Destiny to be this messy? She's minded her business all along for 2 weeks. Why is she suddenly being in the mix, being brought up to repeat conversations? I do not like that for her, and I do not know why Anna continues to be offended and be upset. Because she's broken up with Leo. It's been 2 days. She needs to move on. She then goes and approaches Leo and Cassie and says she wants to have a conversation with Cassie, and it's like, make it make sense. You stole this guy. He's returned back to his girl. You don't need to continue to be patronizing to his girlfriend and sort of trying to get apology after apology after apology after apology. You're just trying to make her feel bad for something that is not her fault. You need to face, Leo, he's the one you were in a coupling with. Cassie has nothing to do with you and Leo. So Anna confronts Cassie in regards, why didn't you tell me that you made out with Leo yesterday before I spoke to him? Why didn't... She's now playing victim, and it's like, your beef should not be with Anna. Your beef should be with the guy you're in a coupling with, because he is the one who betrayed you by kissing somebody else. Cassie has nothing to do with you. Cassie owes you no explanation. She owes you no allegiance for whatever Leo is doing. She's not responsible for Leo. Keenan has already said this, that Cassie is not responsible for what Leo does. Leo is a grown man, and how he moves about the fella is his own business. And people should stop sort of involving Cassie in whatever Leo is doing. And then Cassie goes back to Leo and starts crying because, she didn't tell anyone, and she's surprised that he told someone. So he thinks, oh, Destiny saw us, but I don't think Destiny will repeat that. So I don't know who told her. And I have to give it to Destiny, because Destiny owned up and said, I know you're wondering who told Anna. I did, because I felt she needed to know. And it wasn't my place to tell her, but I had to tell her that this is what is happening. And it's like, I don't know. I wish that thing it would end, because it's that narrative of Anna being, the victim because Cassie stole her man, and it's like we're over and done with it. And in the background, you still see Destiny and Harrison. They're always chatting, they're always together, and we barely see their conversations, and it doesn't make sense to me. The producers will, from time to time, just sprinkle in a cute little scene, and then they'll move on, and it's like, why are you doing this to them? What is it about them that you don't like? Is it the fact that Harrison chose Destiny instead of Jasmine, or what is it? What is it? Because it reminds me of Tyler when he chose Serenity, and Val. It was later revealed apparently her ex had been brought to come onto the show. So by Val going home, her ex didn't need to come on, even though he had been in isolation for almost a month. And I think this is the same thing with Harrison and Destiny. I think the producers wanted Harrison to pick Jasmine for some specific reason. And because he didn't pick her, because I think she would have been more toxic and dramatic for them, for their editing. And because he didn't pick her, I think this is why they're sort of not showing Destiny and Harrison unless there is drama there, or unless they feel that the viewers have complained a lot. Let us give them a cute scene just to keep them quiet. And then you have Leo sort of say he's going to sleep outside just because he wants to give Anna space so that she can be herself, because everybody was asking her, are you building your fort again tonight? And then Cassie tells Bergie she's going to go outside and sleep with Leo just because she doesn't want him to sleep alone. And it's so cute. And then you have Carmen, they ask Carmen, because I think they're very close with Carmen. So Leon and Cassie ask Carmen that, do you think it will be okay if Cassie sleeps outside? And they said, well, you have to own it. You've made the decision to be together, so you might as well own it. And for me, it's like, this is the way the producers wanted to play out. They don't want a relationship that comes in and works out straight away. As soon as they realized that Leo and Cassie had a great thing going, they brought in Anna, and then now that Anna is going out of that relationship and they're targeting Harrison and Destiny, they're moving on. And it's like, why does every couple have to be toxic? It doesn't make sense. In the morning, the islanders wake up. They obviously are welcoming towards the new islanders who have spent their first night in the villa. And I didn't like how Emily was a bit flirty with Harrison. I think she's being a bit too much. I don't know why. I personally feel like the producers brought in these people specifically for Harrison and Destiny and nobody else. That's my opinion. They brought them specifically for Harrison and Destiny because they felt they were getting all the attention, and they are the islanders, the bombshells, are just doing what they were brought in for, and they're going to target them and until they get them. That's my opinion. So everybody wakes up and off they go, and you have people making breakfast in the kitchen, people all over the place chatting, and then in the girls' dressing room you have Cassie. She has a breakdown. Before she has the breakdown, she has a conversation with Keenan, and she's sort of asking that, why did Destiny tell Anna? And Keenan was like, maybe she didn't want Anna to look like a fool, to be in a place whereby she's trusting you, she doesn't know this has happened, and she's carrying on and bragging about your friendship, when actually there's this big secret that needs to be revealed. I think, yes, it's right to be revealed, but I don't know whether Destiny was the right messenger, in the sense that if it had not been revealed today, it would have been revealed on movie night, or at some point it would have been revealed that this is what was said, or this is what happened. So it's good that it's out in the open, but I don't know whether Destiny was the right messenger for it. And then in the girls' dressing room, Cassie has a breakdown. I think she's been carrying a lot of weight because of that, and people were saying she doesn't care, she's not a girl's girl, and it's like she's just taking back her guy. You're in a show where you're dating multiple girls and you're dating multiple boys. That's all it is. You don't all need to make her feel bad for doing that. Why is it everybody's going after Cassie instead of going after Leo? Why is Leo not being targeted for what he's done? Because he's as much to blame as Cassie is, but everybody seems to have set their sights on Cassie and are focused on bringing Cassie down at all costs, which I do not like. So Keenan is pulled by Emily for a chat. She says he's her type. He seemed to enjoy the chat. He says, everything seemed to be going smoothly, and, they had a great time. While they were talking, you could see Cassie was feeling some type of way, because she was saying that conversation has been going for too long. And I said this before, I don't think they should have gone to the hideaway. They needed more time to get to know one another before they went to the hideaway, because now someone has become attached and the other person is saying they're still open to getting to know other people. How can you be open to getting to know other people if you slept with someone already without committing to them? That doesn't make sense. So then he pulls KK for a chat. He tells KK that, I did have a conversation with Emily. She says I'm her type, and I'm open to getting to know her if she wants to get to know me. Our conversations were smoother than my conversations with Cassie, and it's like, that's a bit too much. You're just making things worse. You're just turning the knife. If I were you, I would have kept quiet and just minded my business. Because then KK storms off and she starts crying to Anna that, I never feel like I'm good enough to anyone. They always go for the funnier person or the bubblier person, and I always feel like guys, just leave me. And it's like, maybe you should have set boundaries. This is one thing I like about Destiny. She's able to maintain boundaries. She's able to sort of not waver just because she likes a guy. And so maybe she should have set boundaries, and she shouldn't have gone to the hideaway with him before they were fully ready to commit. And maybe she should have had conversations with him to know if he was the right person for her, because now she's in this place where she's crying, she's feeling broken. He then goes to the guys and is telling the guys that the girls are not having it. The girls are furious because of the fact that I said I'm open to getting to know Emily. And the guys are, oh, but why are they upset? We are supposed to be dating other people and to see if there's a connection there. So we don't get why they're upset. And it's like, well, because they've become emotionally attached. And since they've become attached, they feel you're moving further than you are. And this is why I liked the fact that Harrison told Destiny the metaphor about the garden, where he was saying, I don't want to go down the path of commitment unless I know I'm ready for commitment. Yeah, at the moment his ways are a bit, I feel some type of way about it, but I think it was good for him to have that conversation with her. I like you, we have a great connection, but I'm still open to getting to know people. And once I'm ready to commit, I will let you know that I'm ready to commit. So the bombshells are offered the opportunity to go on a date, and they get to choose who they want. Emily goes on a date with Marco, and she goes on a date with Harrison. Kenzo goes on a date with Carmen and with Anna. And then Jonah goes on a date with Hannah and with Destiny. For me, the producers were always going to try and break one of those two couples. That's the reason why their guys also went on the dates. That's my opinion. I think if she had 3 dates, then she would have picked Keenan if Emily had 3 dates. I don't know. I don't know whether Harrison is really feeling Emily the way he feels Destiny, or it's just the fact that she is someone who meets or is similar to the people that he's dated, and that's why she's picked his interest. Because he's very careful with how he's describing her, even in the confessional. With Destiny, he said she caught his eye as soon as he saw her. And then when he was talking about Emily, he went to say that, and then he quickly corrected himself and said she piqued my interest. So I don't know whether it's because it seems Destiny, although they're aligned in the sense that they're both brainiacs, they're all driven people, and they appreciate what each other bring to the table, and they're very good communicators in their coupling. I don't know whether it's the adventurous side that Emily brings that's piqued Harrison's interest. Do I see that lasting long term? No, I do not. Could there be a sexual attraction? It could be. That's why maybe they're trying to pursue their connection to see how far that will go. But I don't think it's something that can be sustained long term. Even with Marco, I don't think Marco and Emily could function long term. I don't think any of the guys in the villa, apart from Jonah, could last with Emily, because I think they're too parallel to ever sort of meet at any point. I think Kenzo likes Carmen because they come from the same area. I don't think he really likes Anna, and I don't think Anna did herself any great service with the way she was flirting and she wasn't being serious during her conversation. I don't know whether it's because she didn't like Kenzo or whether that was just her. And then Jonah picks Hannah. Hannah is not it for Jonah. Neither is Destiny it. With Destiny, they do get along. They do have sort of very good personalities. They sort of bounce off each other. But in a romantic sense, I don't think so. Because the things that Destiny is looking for in a partner are the things that Harrison brings to the table. Kenzo does not. So I don't see them aligning in that way. I see her and Harrison probably working long term than she would with Kenzo. I think it would fade, just as Harrison's interest in Emily would fade over time. I think he's more aligned with Destiny than he knows. I think they want to enjoy the full Love Island experience, so I hope they don't make a mistake and cost themselves a coupling with someone who could be a long-term partner. I like the fact that after their dates, Harrison and Destiny sort of sat down and had a conversation to sort of see where they are as a couple, and also what their goal is in regards to the people that they've spoken to. Do they see themselves going forward? And so Destiny asked Harrison, do you want us to break up our coupling then, since you say you like Emily? And he said no. Immediately, he didn't even stutter. He didn't even try and sort of convince her or say, oh, maybe I think let's put it on pause. No, he just said, no, I do not see me wanting to break up our couple. I think she's picked his interest sexually, but I don't think she's picked his interest as a long-term partner. I don't think so, because Destiny brings way more to the table than she does. And I think Jonah is playing the game in the sense that these people watch the Islanders when they're on the show. They get to pick what their positives are, what their negatives are, what their positives in their coupling are, what their negatives are, what they're looking for. So when that person comes in, they tell you what you want to hear. I remember Serenity saying she felt like when Chaz came in, he had studied her. And so he knew how to go about it in order to win her. And that's how he was able to win her attention. She was crying for attention from Tyler, but he wouldn't give her that. That's when he started making her breakfast and this, that, and the other. And then once Tyler went home and his interest was picked to somebody else, that's when he showed his truer self. So I wouldn't trust Jonah just because he's getting along with Destiny at the moment. I don't think that's it. I still am very curious, though, in regards to the conversation that Destiny and Harrison had after their dates. We didn't get into quite a lot of detail about that, and I would love to know what sort of guidelines they set for one another, because they agreed not to break up their coupling, but they must have discussed the scenario in which one of them was picked, what would happen, and how far that person was allowed to go without before the other person felt offended. I think they agreed that they would allow each other to explore the connection to see if it was better than what they have, and if it's not better than what they have, then they would come back to one another. But if it is better, then they would continue to pursue that. That's the impression that I get, because they've had a lot of conversations where they've discussed everything in detail, including challenges. So I wouldn't be surprised that they gave each other sort of boundaries of how far they're willing to go before it's seen as crossing the line. Because even Destiny's reactions, the way she behaved with Marco after he kissed her and he said he wanted to explore other connections is totally different. I've sort of seen a preview of the next episode to how she's handling things with Harrison, which makes me believe that they agreed that yes, they've had these dates with the new bombshells. They are open to getting to know them, and if they are chosen to be in a couple with them, they will try and explore things to the fullest. And if things don't work out, then they're happy to come back to one another. If things work out, then sadly that's the end of it, because they haven't said this is the end of us. And it's surprising that I've sort of glanced into the next episode, and it seems like they went from being all lovey-dovey to suddenly they can't be in each other's space, which makes me believe that something happened. Whether they said to each other, if we recouple, we completely block the person we're in a coupling with. So Harrison would completely block Destiny, and Destiny would do the same to Harrison, and then he would fully focus on his connection, and Destiny would do the same. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think this is what they've agreed on, because their movements haven't made any sense to me, and the fact that they haven't been upset. Yes, there is some jealousy there. You can see that they are upset. Some feelings are being caught, but also you can see that there must have been a conversation that took place. Anyway, Emily goes to have a chat with Keenan. Keke is not happy about it, because she then goes to cry to Hannah to say, you know, I took him to the hideaway and yet now look at what he's doing. I think if she had her way, Emily would have picked Keenan. But obviously, if you've watched next episode, you know she picks Harrison. I think she picked Harrison because Harrison was in the most popular couple when they were out to the public vote, given the fact that there were edits about Harrison and Destiny, there were tags on Instagram or on Twitter about Harrison and Destiny. So I would think that's the reason why Harrison got the upper edge over Keenan. But I also think the reason why she didn't pick Keenan is the fact that Keke was very upset, and she could see Keke having a conversation with Hannah, and she did, as much as she wanted to shake things up, she didn't want to shake things up to such an extent that everybody in the villa hates her and she has no one to turn to. So that's what I think influenced her decision. I am sort of worried about Destiny and Harrison, but at the same time I'm not, because they've been very mature in everything they've done thus far. So I'm hoping that they'll continue to do that, and I can't wait for them to sort of work things out and come back to one another, because I don't see it working long term with Emily. Neither do I see it working out with Jonah. Jonah is not it for Destiny, unless she just decides to spite Harrison and continue with Jonah, just like Catherine did when she spited Scott because he broke up with her and continued with Ellen until she was evicted. That's my impression. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.